Hello and welcome back to The Distinguished Geek. My name is Alex. What if I told you that the movie Titanic is related to the Terminator?
You're fucking nuts!
Whoa, too strong? How about the PG version?
My word!
There we go. Shall we look at the evidence? Roll title. So how can the Titanic be linked to the Terminator, other than both being directed by James Cameron? Well, there's a theory that the Titanic is the first episode, or prequel if you will, and that the Terminator franchise is really a series, so to speak. Confused? I'm sure that's an understatement. We'll get through this together. So, John Connor, I'm sure I don't have to explain who he is, but for the minority who haven't seen a Terminator film, why? He's the leader of the resistance against Skynet. The machines, played by many actors over time, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. The last two don't really count. But really, there's only one John Connor, and it's this guy, Edward Furlong from Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Okay, so now we've established who John Connor is. He has sent Jack back from the future to save Rose. Why is John in the future, you ask? Watch the damn film. Now, Rose is the main link in the theory, as she's none other than Sarah Connor's grandmother. Say what? Sorry. John Connor has also sent Kyle Reese back to save Sarah Connor in the first Terminator film, but both parties are at different points in the timeline, but both ensure the continuous bloodline for the survival of John Connor, so he can rise against the machines. Now, it's safe to say we all know the story about Kyle Reese, so let's leave that there and focus on Jack Dawson. So who is Jack? Well, Jack Dawson is one of John Connor's soldiers, who has studied everything about Rose as much as Kyle Reese has studied everything about Sarah Connor, which is why both Kyle and Jack are both in love with the Saviours before meeting them, as they know so much about them from stories and seen photos of them. Now, we all know that James Cameron likes a bit of sci-fi from the catalogue of films with the likes of Aliens, Abyss, Terminator and Avatar, so why not throw a bit of sci-fi into the mix with Titanic? So this is where the theory comes in, with certain references and pastimes Jack has said and done which quite frankly haven't happened yet. It makes you wonder, so let's digest. Well, Jack's hair for one doesn't seem to fit the era. He is currently in 1912, which is the Edwardian period, where haircuts are traditionally close cropped to the side, something like this. Jack's hair style is more suited for around the 1940s. So did Jack jump to the 1940s before heading to 1912? Maybe it did. It would make sense, as the filtered cigarettes Jack smokes throughout the film, well, these wouldn't be introduced till the 1940s as well. Well, what a coincidence. And if that's not enough to convince you, perhaps this will. So as you've noticed, when Jack and his little Italian friend Fabrizio, the man who seems to unceremoniously be killed off in blockbusters such as Erasure and The Rock, why change anything now? It's behind you! While they were running to jump onto the unsinkable ship which sank, you will notice that Jack was wearing a rucksack, quite similar to this one. Unless you're one of these people who seems to skip to the sinking scene because it's the best bit and miss out the little details like this, you're all heart. A very nice rucksack as it is. There's a slight problem. The rucksack is a Swedish army rucksack, which didn't come into circulation until 1939. Did your hair stand up on the back of your neck there? Seems to be a pattern emerging here. So visually, we can see Jack has possibly been in the 1940s or just had to get his hands on a Swedish army rucksack and some nice filtered cigarettes. How modern. So, however you look at it, Jack has travelled from the future. This is where you're telling yourself there must be a more simple explanation, possibly until Jack says this.
Ever been to Wisconsin?
What?
Well, there's some of the coldest winters around. I grew up there near Chippewa Falls. I remember when I was a kid, me and my father, we went ice fishing out on Lake Wissota.
Sorry, what did you say?
Me and my father, we went ice fishing out on Lake Wissota.
I thought that's what you said. The only issue is that Lake Wissota is a man-made lake in Wisconsin, and the fact is it wasn't built in 1917. That's 5 years after Titanic has sank. Did Jack just unintentionally tell Rose about the future? Well, he probably thought she wouldn't have realised, as he did say, he thought she was an indoor girl.
Sorry. You just seem like, kind of an indoor girl.
He did say that. He also said this.
Then I went down to Los Angeles to the pier in Santa Monica and started doing portraits there for 10 cents a piece. Now we'll do it. We'll drink cheap beer. We'll ride on the roller coaster till we throw up.
Oh, how romantic. Actually, that does sound quite cool. Except the throwing up bit. So, hang on, you mean this roller coaster? What, Jack? Have you seen the plans or something? Because that particular roller coaster has not been built yet. Not until 1916. What on earth is going on? Now, you may have asked yourself, or perhaps you haven't. I'll explain nevertheless. Why didn't Jack just jump to Titanic? Why did he play cards to win the tickets to board the ship? Well, quite simply, Jack, or anyone who time travels, can't travel with money as it's metal. As we know from experience that you have to be completely naked to jump. The only way onto that ship that would not cause any questions asked is to obtain tickets in the timeline. How lucky or unlucky, however you want to look at it, that he did. So let's look at the similarities here. Two soldiers who have been trained to save a female member of the John Connors bloodline. Both soldiers save the females right before the imminent death. Both soldiers declare love. Both parties have rumpy bumpy. And both soldiers die saving the female bloodline, thus a successful mission. And did you notice I never quoted an only one-liner in this video? So, what do you think? Does it seem plausible? Could there be a link? Or quite simply, was there another agenda at play? A complete twist staring you right in the face. Was Jack sent to simply make sure the Titanic sank? Still trying to figure it out? Well, if Rose successfully jumped, that would mean a first-class passenger would be in the water. The Titanic would undoubtedly have stopped to save Rose or retrieve the body. Either way, Titanic would have been delayed and not rushing to break the record of the fastest crossing. And most importantly, not hitting that bloody iceberg, allowing Titanic to arrive in New York safely, later than scheduled, but with all 2,240 passengers alive and well. So do you think Titanic and the Terminator are linked, or do you think Jack was there to oversee the sinking of the Titanic? Personally, I like the latter. If you think there could be another theory, please leave it in the comments below. I'm very intrigued to know. So this is the second theory video I've done, and I love making these for you all. So I will think I'm going to do some more research and make some more. So watch this space. But before I go, I'd just like to give you a shout out to a new channel created by my friend Martin called Muscle Marty. His channel is set around bodybuilding, but he also does reactions and challenges such as eating the hottest chili, the Carolina Reaper. I won't spoil it for you, but it's worth the watch. So I'll leave the link of that video in my description below, and please head over there and subscribe. He's almost at 100 subscribers, and when he hits that milestone, he will be taking on the insanest challenge yet. So look forward to that. Right, well, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you didn't, that's absolutely fine. Either way, would you please leave a comment down below. If there's any other theories you want me to look at, or genres you want me to look at, please don't hesitate and let me know in the comments below. So with that, thank you very much for watching. If you could be so kind to like, share this video, and even subscribe, I will be truly thankful. Take care, guys, and as always, I will see you very soon. Bye bye.